Hi, welcome to All Things Good. Today I'm super excited to show you a super lentil vegetable stew which is packed full of nourishment and nutrition. The dish can be eaten both hot and cold. Now lentils are extremely inexpensive and can be purchased cheaply anywhere in the world, and perhaps are one of the most nutritious food per calorie that you can possibly eat. Now you can start this recipe in the morning simply by soaking the lentils. However, we're going to start this the morning before we cook it. So I'll be cooking these tomorrow evening. And the reason why is because we're going to start to germinate or sprout the lentils before we cook. Now what sprouting does is it removes the phytic acid that's contained naturally within the lentils. Phytic acid is an anti-nutrient and it stops the absorption of calcium, magnesium and other nutrients that are contained within the lentils that we want to be able to absorb ourselves. So by soaking and germinating them, we're going to increase the nutrition within the lentils themselves quite tremendously. We're also eliminating aflatoxins that way. And the last thing is we're increasing vitamin C, vitamin B and other nutrition within the lentils themselves. So let's get started. First, I'm just going to take the pot that I am going to cook this in, because we're going to germinate here, and place the lentils inside. Next, I'm going to cover with water. And I'm going to do a little bit more than just cover them. Okay, maybe 1.5 or even twice the amount of water in them. Okay, and we're going to soak this for between 8 and 12 hours. Now it's about 10 AM in the morning, and I'm going to come back maybe about 7 or 8 PM tonight and just take off the water and let them start to germinate, and I'll show you how to do that. I generally will cover it because I don't want bugs or anything to get inside it. Now the pot was about 1/3 full and now it's almost completely full. I've topped it up with a bit more water and you can see how the lentils have just swollen up and they've rehydrated quite nicely. We're just going to drain this and put the lid back on and allow that to germinate. Okay, I've just drained and rinsed the lentils now and they're nice and swollen. We're going to leave the lid on and we're going to cook these tomorrow evening, which is in about 24 hours, and we're going to have a look at how they turn out. Okay, we're back. It's the following evening, so these have been soaking since yesterday morning. They were drained last night and they've been left to sprout. Now you can see that they all have these little tails that are coming out, and that's when they're ready to cook, or at least that's when I like to cook them. They're about triple the size, and this is going to be more than enough to sustain a small family for quite a few meals. I'm going to remove about half of this and I'm going to be cooking this off in two different pots. Let me just do that now. I've removed half of this now, and for the sake of the video I'm just going to show you how to cook this amount. These are the vegetables that I'm going to be using: some garlic, onion, zucchini, carrot, bok choy or Chinese vegetable, gailan, another Chinese vegetable or Chinese broccoli, and some pumpkin. It doesn't matter really what vegetables you use. I suggest you use a broad variety. I like to use these Chinese green leafies because they're packed full of nutrition. They have been eaten a little bit by some moths, but that's okay. Just give them a good wash. And it means that they're healthy and they're relatively free of pesticides. If the animals like them, then generally they're going to be healthy for you. So let's get preparing the vegetables. Okay, and there's one more vegetable that I forgot to tell you that I'm adding, and it's tomatoes. So they're part of the nightshade family. If you want to avoid nightshade, you don't have to add them, but they're excellent. Okay, so we're done with our vegetable preparation. Now we're just going to add these to our pot. So we're going to add some tomato first. I'm going to add probably all of it. And I'll cut some more for the second pot. And our garlic. And our onion, half the onion. Half the zucchini, half the pumpkin, and half the carrot. Okay, so it's really chock full of vegetables. Generally I'll save the green vegetables, the leafy ones, and add these at the end. I'll put the stalks of the gailan in probably now, and I'll add half of those in. But the tops and the stems of the bok choy cook really quickly. So I'll add those, last minute, maybe last 5 minutes. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with water and I'm going to bring this to the boil. We're at the stove. I'm just going to use the large flame. I like using gas. It's on high heat. That's with all our vegetables. And we're just going to cover it with water. And we're just bringing this to the boil now, and then I'll turn it down to a simmer and let that cook out for probably about 30 minutes. Okay, so it's just come to the boil and you can see it just starting to boil over a little, and I've just turned the heat down and I'm just going to stir it. It looks wonderful, and I'm just going to be giving this a stir every once in a while until it's done, and you can leave it anywhere from 30 minutes up until a couple of hours, depending on how long you like to stew it for. And it's just simmering away nicely now. Okay, so it's been cooking, and I'm just going to run some green vegetables through it now that we had prepared. It's kind of very full, but these take no time at all to cook. And this is going to be ready to eat in about 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. Okay, and now time for serving. And here we have our vegetable stew, and I'm just going to put some organic dried turmeric on top. Now it's up to you whether you want to cook the turmeric within the stew, or if you even want to add turmeric yourself. I'm also going to season this with a little bit of Himalayan salt, and that's going to be my dinner. So thanks for watching All Things Good and how to make your vegetable stew. If you liked the video, please click like, share and subscribe, and please share the video with other people.